Alright, what's going on everybody? This is Tim from Tim's Tech Blog. I'm coming at you with a new video, and this is the video on the Incase protective cover. Now, you may be like, well, what the heck, man? There's like tons of videos about this protective cover. Actually, no, I don't think so. This one's a little new. New in that they Incase kind of redesigned this protective cover. As you can tell, walking around the phone, the bottom ports are now, or the cutout for the bottom part is completely different. Before they used to have it where the speakers and microphone were not necessarily closed off right here, they just kind of contoured the phone. And I really like this design, and I'll show you guys why in a minute. Also, if you guys are familiar with the previous generation for the 3G protective covers, this one's specifically for, I guess, the 3GS, but you know, we all know that it's the same body, so they fit this, you know, the 3G is just the same. But that's what they're, you know, it's for the 3G/3GS. Also, walking around it, you can tell, or you might notice that the power buttons, or the power button cover, as well as the volume rocker buttons, are a little different. And a little different in that they're a little bit more, they stick out a little bit more, so they're easy and a lot more firmer to press when you're, when you're pushing these buttons. You can feel that feedback that you get from the phone, the like responsiveness. Before they were just kind of like a little piece of like half, you know, like not, you know, different kind of rubber, and now it's more solid feeling, I guess, to say the least. You can see that it kind of pokes out a little bit at the bottom there, so it offers very ease of access to those buttons, and it feels a lot more sturdier than the other one. Also, the other one, the previous generation protective cover was a lot tighter to get on your phone, in that when you would even put it on your phone, you'd have to do a lot of massaging, you know, like it was really hard to get it on there, and it felt a lot more stiff than this one. And this one doesn't. This one feels, you know, it does feel as grippy, but it's not, you know, like grippy to the point where it's impossible to get in and out of your pocket. It's still easy enough to do that. You know, you do get a nice lay on the table design as well, where it covers the entire front lip of your top bezel rather, of your iPhone. And the print's just a little different, if I hadn't already mentioned that, as you can see here. I don't have the previous, you know, cover, but I'll throw up some videos from it, or some videos online. Not videos, but pictures rather. The inside of the material is also, it feels a little bit more different. It feels more kind of soft and kind of that of the candy shell, the spec candy shell. Kind of feels like that, but not as powdery. If you guys own a candy shell or felt one, you know what I'm talking about. It feels sort of like that, but more sticky than that. So it kind of feels like that. So let's just go ahead and get into this. I'm still rocking the Reveal, the Griffin Reveal, alongside the Gela Skins. And so what I'm going to do now is just kind of take this off and show you guys what it's like putting on this Incase protective cover. I haven't taken this case off in a while, and there's not too much dust. There's a little bit of dust going on, but that's something else. What I'm gonna do now is just kind of grab my spray stuff and spray this out. Right now I have it macroed in, that's why I had to stop the film so I can get that all sprayed out, make sure there's no dust in there. And what I'm going to do now is just go ahead and install the case. What I like to do with this type of silicone case is go from top to bottom. So you put it in the top there, make sure everything is aligned, and then just pull it down and pull the bottom over the corners. Now, you guys saw how easy that was to get on. With the previous one, it was a lot harder. I mean, that thing was really, it was super like tight silicone or rubber, whatever this is. This one's not so tight. Now, looking at this, let me get the light in here a little bit better. Looking at this, by going around, you can notice, or you might notice, the change in the sleep awake button there. You can see it's a lot more, you know, easy to press. You do get the better feedback there. You can see that. And as well as the volume rockers. Those are very easy to push as well. It's a lot more, I guess, like solid material versus kind of flimsier stuff. Now to look at the bottom here. One second, let me just see if I can move this over without making everything fall. There you go. Now to look at this bottom here, you've got, here we go. Now you've got the speaker. The speaker and microphone port or cutouts are like very, very tight. Those are, if not like covering the microphone and speaker just a little bit. However, it doesn't affect the quality of either speaker nor the microphone. But the cutouts are a lot more, you know, close to the actual ports of the phone, and I really, really like that. It kind of adds more of it adds definitely more protection, and you can definitely feel it when you drop if you were to drop your phone. So that looks really, really clean in my opinion, and I really like how Incase covers their ports. You know, like a lot of other companies will just have a big gap right here that just is kind of, in my opinion, half, you know, like not really caring, or not, I mean they care, it's just, you know, like they could go the extra mile by doing what Incase does. It makes everything look a lot cleaner. So we'll just kind of go around the entire phone here with this macroed in really, really close so you guys can see what it looks like. Headphone port has a lot of room for other third-party headphones just to go in there. I know a lot of other ones, like the Bose ones, have a wider strain relief. You know, like, so that's that big plastic part around the actual jack, if you guys were wondering. The cutout is very, very form-fitting, but you can still get your finger in there. You know me, I really like those ones that are almost, you know, to the same cutout of the iPhone, and this one provides enough, you know, room to get your finger in and out of there. Volume rockers there, and the overall look of this case, I really like it. It's a lot different than it was before, and it's kind of more shiny, as you guys can see, but the camera cutout is really, really nice. Yep. And look at those goose. You know, I've had this in my pocket for a little bit. I've been testing it out for the past few days here, and there's not really, it doesn't really attract lint. I mean, you can see that, right? There's not really too much lint on there. And I really like that. And like in my pocket, you know, it's coming out really easy, going in and out really easy rather, and doesn't really hang up or get tacky or anything like that. So I'm gonna stop this right now so I can come out a little bit and get a more this type of shot, so I'll be right back. Hold on. Now we can kind of see a further away look at the case, and everything looks solid. The lay on the table design is probably the best I've ever seen, just because it is that rubber. You can just kind of toss this on your phone, and if you're worried about it moving around, you know, you want to just leave it there, it's not going to go anywhere. Like, this is sticking rather, I mean, you can see that. Like, I'm not pushing down on it, I'm just pushing outwards on it, and it's catching the table, you know, it's not going to move around, but I like that. So if you're at work or something, you can just kind of throw this face down so you can have some privacy, or so people can't see your screen. But the lay on the table design is really, it's a nice touch. Everything comes around the bezel, like the entire bezel, so there's no chrome showing, even on the bottom. And I know with the last generation one, this one kind of sagged a little bit. Not really sagged, but it didn't fit the phone the right way, because you had to sit here and massage it up like that. But that's not the case anymore. I don't know what they did differently, but you can definitely feel the difference in this. It feels a lot softer, but still feels sturdy enough to where it doesn't feel like it's gonna get loose after time. So I guess that's my overall review of this new Incase protective cover. You guys should go check them out at goincase.com. And this is a nice case. I give this one about an 8.5 out of 10. I think I'm gonna rock this for a few days because I like the ease of getting it on and off my phone, so I can clean it, do whatever I want, get it in and out of my pocket. I just toss it in my back pocket anyway, and it doesn't get hung up or snagged too easily. And that's pretty much it. So this is Tim from Tim's Tech Blog, checking out of here. Peace.